The only step left inside the Shopify integration is to allow the user to be notified soon as the order has been fulfilled and you have some particular tracking data for that customer. The way to do this is similar as the previous videos for the abandoned cart flow as well as the order confirmation, and that is basically to create a webhook inside of Shopify from where the data will be received by UChat and you can start and initiate a flow. So let's create a webhook inside of Shopify first. So let's head over towards Shopify. From here, we are going to create a webhook and the webhook event will be order fulfilled. Order fulfillment. From here, make sure that the format has been set to JSON and now we need to insert the UChat inbound webhook. So let's head over towards UChat, the tools section, the webhook tab, and from here we will set up a new inbound webhook. This webhook will be called Shopify Order Fulfillment, and we can press the button Save. We can now edit this webhook and we can copy its URL and basically just go towards Shopify and insert this URL. We can just use the latest version of the webhook API version or the release candidate in this case and press the button Save. From here, we now have the order fulfillment already set up. In this case, I'm first going to basically pay for an order inside the Shopify store, and then we can proceed towards the next step. As you can see, I just processed an order and it is for this Mini 8 camera. Once I basically press the button inside the Shopify backend for fulfill item, then the webhook should also be triggered. Before I'm going to do this, I'm going to go back inside of UChat and let the webhook listen to the data payload. So UChat is now waiting to receive data. So let's head back towards Shopify, just fulfill the item. And we're going to create basically a dummy tracking number. And from here, we are going to say fulfill item. Soon as I press this button, I should receive data from Shopify by the webhook and inside of UChat. So let's take a look if this works. We now fulfilled the item. As you can see, we get a confirmation items fulfilled. Let's head back towards UChat and press the button done. And you will see that I get all the data inside. The first thing that we need to map now is again the user. So we will attach the node towards the user NS. So let's first preview the payload and let's search for the node section. Once you have the node, just basically copy the JSON path, paste it inside the user NS on top. And now it is time for us to basically collect some user data. First of all, we can collect the order ID, and this is our order ID for the Shopify backend. But if we want to search the Shopify order ID that is shown towards the customer, we can basically search for the option called name. This is the name, and we can basically just map this towards our order ID. If we say press add, it will be shown at the bottom. The next part will be to be able to capture the tracking details, and the tracking details will be found under the fulfillment tab. So if we go and search for the fulfillment, as you can see under the fulfillments, we will have certain data. If we scroll down, you will see that we also have the tracking number. So we can map this to a custom field. So let's call this tracking number, add it. And then we also want the tracking URL. So the customer is able to track its own package. So let's map the tracking URL as well. Let's just go with tracking. We already set up those custom fields in advance and press add. The only thing that we need to do now is just press the button Save and choose a subflow. The subflow will be order fulfillment. There we go. And we need to make sure that the Shopify order inbound webhook is set to active. Once this is done, let's head over towards the flow so you can see how the flow looks like. First, we will check if the user is within the 24-hour window. If so, we can just send a regular message with all the information. And otherwise, we will send an OTM message on Messenger. And I also left a note that if you use WhatsApp, you can just replace the OTM block with a message template. And in case of Telegram, Fiverr, Google, My Business, etc., you don't need to have any additional follow-ups except for a regular message. Basically, the message itself will contain, hey, first name, we want to confirm that we have prepared your order ID customer to be shipped, and below we have the tracking information for you. Tracking ID will be the tracking number, and then if you press the button below, we will take you to our shipment partner where you can track your package at all times. If we just press the button Track Package, you will see this is a website address that has been stored under the Shopify tracking URL that we saved inside the inbound webhook. If we save this and publish this, then this information will be sent out soon as the order has been fulfilled inside of Shopify. So this is the way that you can set up a fulfillment order flow inside of your chatbot to notify your customer that the package is on its way.